Sam Stangled Web in there. Hydra Collectibles, I think.
Yeah. You can't talk so quietly, though. People aren't going to hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm so quiet.
I see Ruben Guzman and new guy Ryan and Sam Stangled Web. Captain Comics says, howdy, mates and mermaids. Let's see here. It's not about getting here first, but being together, says Ruben. Well said. Todd Christian, hello. And Hydra Collectibles, hello. Now that we just hit the live button, I think a few more people might bounce in here. Like Delphia just jumped in. Hopefully she's working in the yard. I know she and Dave like to do some yard work on the weekends like I do. Backseat driver, good morning. Hopefully you can hear us all right. There's no sound challenges on our Streamlabs here. I was testing the stream by setting it up super early, so I think it worked. I'm happy to see that it's working. It's exciting. Aggressively relaxing. Good morning. You got a couple of books with you, Char? Looks like the girls are reading some larger stuff here soon. They're gonna do some yard work. There you go, DK. I knew it. I knew it. I'm just psychic that way. How you doing? You guys woke up really early today. I was out here at 7. Well, I was probably out here at 6:15, 6:30. Reading, and then all of a sudden 7 o'clock. Like my entire house is awake. My wife's awake. The kids are awake. Everybody. This doesn't usually happen like that.
Mom usually stays up, like sleeps in until like 9 sometimes.
If she gets that option, she likes to take it for sure.
So it was really weird.
Yeah, it's weird to see all of you awake. You guys were all in here before 8.
Because I had to wake up to go to the bathroom.
Plus last night.
Good story. Sing Jay, hello to you. Just a Rican in his comics. Good morning.
Last night, Charlie let me put Echo
Amazon, her Echo birthday present.
in my room, and I listened to Disney songs as I fell asleep.
Hmm.
And I found out how to make her like turn off at a specific time.
You can set a timer in her. She turns off.
But like you say, stop the music in 1 hour.
Gotcha.
And then she says, for how long? 1 hour.
There you go. That'll do it. So the girls brought a bunch of actual chapter book novels to discuss today. I brought a bunch of comic books. I'm going to go first because I want to talk to my buddy Mastodon, Donnie, who I met in Baltimore a year ago. He heard I was tinkering with some of the New Mutants run after getting some of these books. There's issue 1. From Alec, and having a bit of a love for the Liefeld stuff when I was a younger man. That was like my jam. And I started, I bought a couple of lots of mutant books, and happened to get a bunch of New Mutant stuff. And he sent me this huge set of books, all New Mutants related. So there's a bunch right here. There's Demon Bear. There's some great Sienkiewicz covers and things. So huge thank you to Mastodon for sending me all these awesome books. I didn't have any of them. He just said, "Oh, I got some spares. I got some extras. You should check these out." He likes these stories too. Giant. That looks like Garm, Guardian of the Netherworld. Maybe some relation to Rain. I don't know. There's some good covers with Warlock. So he sent me this huge set. There's a Namor. Here's a Namor cover, fighting some giant underworld beast. Yeah, shout out to Mastodon, definitely. And then so this morning I got up and I started reading it from issue 1. The run is it's a Claremont run at the beginning. So I read issue 1 and then I read issue 2, which has Sentinels, but they're not pink, so I'm a little upset about that. I need my pink and purple robots. I don't know this blue robot garbage. I don't know what that's all about. But Bob McLeod did the art, really good stuff. So it was fun to read these first few issues. If you've never read them, the idea is the X-Men are missing. Xavier has younger mutants he's training, but he doesn't want to make a new mutants team. He's worried about losing his X-Men, having more deaths occur. But there's a lot of parallels between this and Giant Size X-Men, some of the stuff I've been reading with No Good Comics. So definitely some stuff going on there. Pop-up says, "Wake up, girls."
I'm awake. I'm just.
I can just see Charlie's eyes right above the title there. That's all I see is her eyes. It's just like if you're wearing a mask to school. So yeah, I know Dad I'm putting you to sleep, but thank you to Donnie for sending me all these New Mutants books. My goal is to read all the way through the Bill Sienkiewicz stuff because I hear that stuff's amazing, and I have a bunch of those issues. Some now thanks to Donnie. The X-Men were in the Secret Wars at the time. Is that how it was? Because Xavier was there too. Xavier was in the Secret Wars storyline, so he can't be in the mansion and there at the same time, right? Nathaniel says you girls look sleepy. Nathaniel's got an eye on what's going on here. Although at the end of issue 2, they kind of reveal that Xavier is being controlled by a brood. There's like a brood queen. Something's going on. I don't know. I would have to research it myself to see where the X-Men really were at the time. Plot holes, right? Tell me about it. All right, so that was my big read of the morning. I was diving into Claremont New Mutants. There's an omnibus for that. I'm not ready for a second omnibus yet. My bank account can't handle that. But it does sound intriguing. I did not read the big graphic novelization that is the first appearance of the New Mutants. I need to read that. Right, Ruben? Pink robots are bust. Typing a long response rant in the comments of your sci-fi movies video. There you go. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. And that's a great segue because tonight I'm on again with Bearded Comic Bro talking about time travel movies. So if you want to come hang out, we're going to do time travel comedies, time travel romance, and then
comedies?
Are these time travel movies? We're going to do a whole category on movies that... Is that time travel? Right? The one that came to mind for me was Interstellar. Is Interstellar time travel? Is Demolition Man, is that a time travel movie?
Wait, Daddy. All I know about like time travel movies is I've watched Back to the Future and
Endgame.
Oh yeah, but in Endgame.
Mm-hmm. And
Ant-Man's
Peabody and Sherman too.
Lists some of them. Yeah, that's true. He lists some of them. He's like time tap. Remember like time tap travel?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movie called Hot Tub Time Machine, which is hilarious. It's a hilarious title, right?
And yeah, it's so random. And then he was like, "It's a time heist." So
right.
That's all I remember from.
No, I did not watch Predestination yet, Hydra. I got to check that out. I'm also supposed to watch Safety Not Guaranteed, which I hear is pretty funny. So that's on Netflix. I might try to fit that in somewhere today. We got some new people in the chat. I said hello to Tacoma, sort of. Hi, Tacoma. JP is here. He says good morning. We got Big Will, Lost in Comics. How's it going? Did I miss anybody else? I think I got everybody else. Aggressively Relaxing. I think I said hello to you. Is the Prestige time travel? Is it? Is it? You could ask that about almost any Christopher Nolan movie. Is it time travel? See, my argument, Ruben, with Demolition Man is nobody time travels. It's an unfrozen, like it's a cryo freeze movie. And there's a lot of cryo freeze movies. You know, technically, Captain America #1 is a cryo freeze movie. It's not a time travel movie. He's just frozen and then he wakes up later.
Yeah.
Interstellar is not. They're traveling to this black hole and coming back, and then because of traveling to a black hole and coming back, time has gone slower for them than it has for everybody else on Earth. Is it time travel? We're going to have to discuss that tonight, right? Are they actually traveling in time? Or is somebody just experiencing time differently than somebody else? These are all great questions. How do you solve it? Hello, Grandmaster. I think Kate says, I want to share a book. So let's let Kate get in here.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just bookmarking my page.
Idiocracy is a great movie, Ryan. I agree. Is sleeping time travel, right? Because I wake up and time has passed.
Whoa.
Mind blown. Wouldn't that make
Whoa.
Aliens a time travel movie? Because they like cryo freeze and then they wake up later. I don't know. Is Aliens a time travel movie?
No.
Right? Because she wakes up and it's been like 60 years and her daughter's not alive anymore, and it's like
Isn't Aliens rated R?
they all are. Yeah, it's tricky, right?
They all are.
Awkward sip of coffee. Go.
Oh my gosh. That slurp though. That slurp.
Slurp was nice, right? There you
Okay.
go. That was just for you, Chris. All right, Kate's
I feel
got a
like
book.
my book's like I'm gonna rant about it a lot.
Well, your book, before you, if you want, your book is an all-time classic that has been taught in schools for quite a while now. Like almost every kid coming through school reads this.
Okay.
So it is a, I'm sure Nathaniel probably has had a teacher who has shared this with him.
Well, I read it this year, so this is my school copy that we bought. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm reading The Giver again. But Slurp got to it. Awkward level 10. Yes. Okay. But so this book is about a utopia, which we learned a lot about. But it's about a utopia, and yeah, Giver.
Hello, Mr. Garrell and Chris Sherrick. If you need to go to the restroom, you can.
So there's a boy named Jonas, and he's going to get his job for life. They call it an assignment, but he doesn't get his assignment. He gets selected for the job to become the receiver, and the receiver is the person who's they can't apply for going. Release is something that you apply for, and you leave the community and you're never seen again.
Right. So you can't do that if you're the receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, me too, I love The Giver too, it's so good. But, my class really hated it. And I don't know why, it's a really great
You
book.
should have asked them what were their complaints.
Well, they said the Weston game was boring, and they said that The Giver was dumb. And
They
I
said it
like,
was boring. That's what usually people say when they don't actually read the book. They just
Yeah,
watch the
exactly. They
movie
just-
or something. If they just go and watch the movie instead of actually reading the book. Is it about time travel? It is about a sort of future. There's a little future
so
thing
they
to
have,
it.
they're able to, control the weather and control what people look like. Mm-hmm. So there's no color in this world, and there's no music. So when you're looking at someone, it's just black and white. But the receivers are special because they can slowly start to see with their training what color looks like.
Interesting.
So that's really cool, I thought.
Tacoma, who's a teacher as well, he says she wrote 3 connected novels that weren't technically sequels, but all set in that same world.
I know.
Have you read?
I have not read them yet.
Should we add some things to your Christmas gift, birthday wish list?
Perhaps. But my friend has read them, so yeah. But I think this book is the community doesn't have any feelings, and their matches, their partners, are all matched.
So you
By the
don't choose
community.
your spouse; they choose for you.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and you have to wait 3 years to get a kid, and the kid's not even yours.
You just
They
you
have
adopt
someone.
a kid basically.
Basically, but there's a job called a birth mother where they have 3 babies in 3 years, and then they're a laborer, a worker for the rest of their life. But so those 3 babies, every year there's a group of kids. For example, Charlie would be the 10s, and next year she would be going into the 11s group.
Because she's aging, right?
Yeah. But so no matter what month they are, they're still that year. So they would go up with the group, even if it's December 31st is their birthday. They would keep going up in those, that year.
Right.
And their names are chosen, and they have there are some names. There's one name that's like unable to be used,
Okay.
and
So let's get a little into what you liked about it. Hello, Southern Comic Geek and the Comic Collector. Thank you guys for coming
I kind
by.
of have a spoiler. Is that okay? Like everyone's read it, right?
I mean, I don't want you to like fully ruin it. There are definitely people in the chat saying they've never heard of it. And there is a movie with Jeff Bridges that was made not too long ago. I don't know if the movie's any good. I've never seen it, but I do know there is a film just in the last like 5 years, I think, 4 years.
This is the picture of the river.
So what is it you liked about it? What is it that like stuck with you?
Well, we were learning about utopias, and I was like, some of people in my class were like, "Oh, that sounds perfect," and I was like, "Does it though?" And then we read this, and I was like, "It does not sound fun at all." Because this is supposed
So
to
some
be
kids
a
liked this
perfect
possible
world.
future,
Yeah.
and some people didn't.
And it says on the back, everything's under control. There's no war, fear, pain. There's no choices, and everyone is assigned a role in the community.
Right. It sounds very much like a beehive, where everybody has their job that they're doing,
And they're
they are
assigned
not
their
allowed.
jobs at 12.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It's young. But so can I explain what release is?
What is release?
Okay, release is like this thing where once you go into the house of old, which is when you like retire from your job,
Okay.
you're allowed to like apply for release. And so release is like, they don't really tell you until later in the book, so I won't really like tell that. But what they explain is that there's like a big room called the releasing room, and the man or the woman who's getting released is like, tells a speech or whatever, and then he goes into another room, and then they never see him again. So we don't know what exactly happens to him until later, and I don't want to spoil that.
Doesn't sound like a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
There's a bunch of movies and books focused on this idea of like a perfect world future and what's the secret, the
talking about
secrets
it one
behind it. There's a movie called THX 1138 which is basically one of George Lucas's very first movies before Star Wars and everything. He made this other movie. There's I mean, Gattaca is a really great example of that. I don't know if people have seen Gattaca in the chat. That's another great one about where people aren't having babies. They're taking some of your genes and my genes, and they're making like perfect baby.
Yeah,
And
Mommy was watching it one time.
Gattaca.
And I saw some
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. It's got Jude Law and Ethan Hawke, and it's a great movie. So there's a lot of like, I think this theme, this idea of a perfect, a utopia, a perfect future or whatever. It always seems like there's people that get, the word is marginalized. They get pushed to the side into the margins because it's hard to have a utopia when you have a rainbow of people, right? What works for 3 different colors might not work for the other 4, right? And I think that's the truth of some of these books, is the idea that like, how do you create a perfect future for everybody when everybody wants and needs different things?
Exactly.
Like The Matrix is another example of that, right?
Another thing, the weirdest thing about it, the reason that people sometimes didn't like it, was that we read this in class, and there are some parts that are like a little weird. Like, for example, you're not allowed to see anyone with like no clothes on, and that's like obvious. But not even your parents can see you.
When you're born, like how do they change your
Okay,
diaper?
they do. You're allowed to do it when you're a new child.
Okay, because you got to change diapers.
Yeah,
you can't just let them
exactly.
like live
And
like that.
the House of Old is where you go for the next like 10 or 15 years of
Right.
your life, and you're allowed to, like, people go in there for their hours to like figure out which job they want to go to. So they bathe them.
Curious.
Yeah, and it's a little weird. That
does sound a
awkward,
little weird.
and it's really weird.
The chat's mentioning some other good ones. Chaos and Comics mentions 1984, great movie, a great book. Sorry, Brave New World. I've never read, but I've heard great things. Fahrenheit is the last one he mentioned. There's a book and I think there's been a TV series and a movie based on Fahrenheit 451, which is like the idea that's the temperature when paper burns, and it's all about book burning. The idea that in this utopia future, firemen are not putting out fires; they're lighting fires. and they are burning books because books make people think, and if you think too much, you'll want to
Yeah,
change the
that
world,
makes
right?
sense.
And so the government is trying to control what people think and not letting them read and learn. And what happens when one firefighter rescues one book and reads it, right? That's the plot of Fahrenheit 451. A lot of high schools read that book. And I read it when I was in high school, so I'm fairly certain you'll read it at some point. It's a pretty powerful story. That's a great one, Fahrenheit 451.
But
I don't know Chaos when they read that. I think I read it in high school, and Kate's in seventh grade now, so she's really close. Looks like some other great ones mentioned. Backseat Driver's a Gattaca fan. Heck yeah, that's my man.
so
Equilibrium, I forgot that one. Hydra, that's another good one. That's
so
a movie.
the Westing game we also read, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like so many people in my class were like, "Oh, it was so dumb," and I was like, "It was so good."
Right?
Like all the little tricks and stuff. There were so many twists.
Uh-huh.
It was crazy. Like when I was reading it, I'd think one thing, like, "Oh, she must have killed Sam Westing," and I'm like, "Oh, what?" Like it was crazy all the stuff they put into it.
I feel like Westing Game fell into a category of book for me where I read it, but I have no memory of it. Like I don't remember it
so good.
distinctly. So I need to read Westing Game again because I legitimately do not remember the details in that story.
I don't remember some of it because we kind of like had to read some on our own, and I feel like some of them I just skimmed because they were just super boring.
I agree, Ruben. I think anytime your perfect society requires you to burn something else just to survive, like I gotta burn somebody else's literature because it could ruin our perfect society. That's when you know your perfect society is built on sand and not on solid ground. That's definitely that's a warning sign. When your fearless leader has you burning books, that's a warning sign.
Yeah, there's this.
Ray Bradbury, yeah. I mean, obviously Ray Bradbury's got a ton of great sci-fi, and I think Ender's Game. People mentioned some Ender's Game as well.
They made a Westing Game movie, but it was called like Get a Clue or something. Like it was very different. And my teacher said that we were gonna watch it, but like we never ended up watching it. But it was like really interesting because you'd think something, and then not even a page later you'd be like, "Oh, wait, that's not right."
Right.
Because how would that work? And my teacher was amazing, Miss Nero. She was so cool. She searched up like descriptions of the people,
The
and
characters.
she found like perfect ones of the characters, and she
Nice.
put them up on the wall. She like
So
wrote
you
their
could
names
kind of
and stuff.
see to keep track of things.
And like who is who, like
Nice.
son of blah blah blah,
Nice.
and it was actually like really cool.
I can see what you're saying, Tacoma, for sure, but at the same time, for every Catcher in the Rye that maybe you think doesn't offer much for kids, there's a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or there's a Kill a Mockingbird, or there's Hamlet, that are somewhat timeless in a sense that they can continue to offer. So it's tricky. I agree. The curriculum does need to evolve, and new books, new authors, and new voices need to always be added. That's definitely true. Yeah, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, obviously, there's certain things that are rooted in the history of a time and place that are valuable. But I agree, you need to be able to update curriculum for sure, and include. And I was really happy that in my junior high and high school years, I had teachers that mixed the old and the new, and we would get like a young African author, and we would get Tom Sawyer, and we would get these mixtures of literature that I thought was really great. Gore Vidal, hello to you. He's mentioning the Country of the Blind by H.G. Wells, Jack London's The Iron Heel, and We by Yevgeny, I'm not going to get that last name right, Samyatin, and influenced Orwell when he wrote 1984. Nice. Thanks for that, Gore. I appreciate that.
But I thought that the Westing Game was really well done, and I thought that The Giver was almost as good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a copy of the Westing Game.
Yeah,
Because we
the
had
Westing
it at
game
school.
is the Westing game is one of those that I think like The Giver, is printed so much, it's pretty easy to find a copy. I'm not worried about that. So don't worry about getting one from me.
I know, but like, I felt like I liked the West Indian more just because it was more twisty. Like it had.
The reveals and twists and shocking
Yeah,
moments.
this one definitely has bigger ones.
Sure.
But less.
But there's lots of them in the West Indian, you're saying.
And
Nice.
there's smaller ones, but they're still like there.
Okay.
And it's so much like Clue. Like what at the end when the butler explains everything. Like I feel like, oh, we need that in this. Like that's what we need. We need that one person that just explains everything.
I can't remember the movie that I saw or the TV show I saw recently where the detective gets that moment where they get to explain everything to everybody. They have
Sherlock Holmes does that a lot.
He does, but like in the movie, the character says something like, "I'm never gonna get a chance to do this again, so I'm gonna totally do it right. I'm gonna do it really slowly. Just be ready." And like he wants to go through and explain everything
Oh my god. How
because he
long
was super
that?
into it. I'm trying to remember what this movie was. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a comic book. It was the first trade of Fables. The big bad wolf is the detective, and at the end he's like, "I'm never gonna get a chance to do this, and I love this in movies, and I'm gonna do it." And he goes through and explains everything. So it was Fables. Big bad wolf does it in the Fables. Sorry, I knew I had read it recently or I had seen it recently. Look, lots of cool stuff people are mentioning. N.K. Jameson, if she's good enough for Far Sector, her novels are good enough for our kids. Hey, I've got if she's written some novels, Tacoma, you got to let me know because I love her Green Lantern comic book. Far Sector is great. So let me move on to a comic book. I'll go back and then you can do another book.
So much.
You did a great job. You were amazing.
Thank you.
I am rereading The Long Halloween after Batman Day the other day. So for those that haven't read this, it's a top 3 Batman stories of all time, I would say. If you've never read it, if you've never read much Batman, if you've only read a few things in the Bat universe, and you've never read this, it's a very dense trade. I want to say it's 13 comics in it, because it's about a monthly story where each month on a certain holiday, somebody's getting murdered in Gotham. Right? So like on Halloween, somebody gets murdered. And then on Thanksgiving, someone gets murdered. And somebody is doing it. And Batman and his team are trying to figure out who's doing it. And so it's like each month something's happening. You know, so I'm on New Year's Eve, and I got here's the creepy Joker from this storyline. But it brings in so many great things. So I am loving the reread of this. I haven't read it in a couple of years. If you've missed it, it's Jeff Loeb, it's Tim Sale, it's amazing. I'm sure if you go to the Comic Books NYC YouTube channel, they've got a live stream I think he did with JP and others on Long Halloween. You can hear them discuss it in more detail. But this is amazing. Really, really, really great comic for any Batman fan. If you've missed this, it goes right up there with Batman Year One. So these are just all-time great stories. Really, really well put together. Each issue stands on its own, but then like combined, you get this huge overarching story. So Chaos and Comics says she's the most decorated sci-fi author in the last decade. So I got to really look up her stuff. Thank you. And look, so does Tacoma. Says the exact same thing. Pop-Up says, Kate, you were amazing. Dad is right.
Thank you.
So this was the second one that JP says they did. Really, really great. It's got... You can see why somebody like Christopher Nolan took from this for his Batman universe. He really drew from this. They even have that moment when Gordon and Harvey Dent are working with Batman to try to get all the money from the criminal underworld. And in the end, they decide to just burn it all as a way to make the criminals stuck. Yeah, all the holidays. I mean, all the great heroes and villains in the Batman universe show up here.
Is Ivy in there?
I like the ending, Todd, but maybe that's just me. I really dig it.
Daddy's Poison Ivy in there?
Yeah, Poison Ivy's, and you can see her hair, right? That's her right down there at the bottom.
I like Ivy. She's one of the best
I don't know where she shows up in here. I'm in the Batman, the Joker
That
section
her?
right now. No, that was not her.
She has
It's
like
red
plant
Rachel.
hair.
Well, she's basically like mixed in with all the plants and stuff. I mean, there's Scarecrow.
Oof.
Yeah, it's Scarecrow, looking all awesome. It's just a fun ride. I really dig it. I'd have to dig through here to find Poison Ivy. There's Two-Face.
What's your favorite?
Creepy Two-Face.
I'm just like up here, like while you guys are reading.
You're hanging, just getting close to the screen.
I don't even know what I just did.
I don't know what you just did either. I don't know where Poison Ivy is. I know she's in here somewhere, so I just haven't found her section yet.
Someone asked what book is that?
It's called The Long Halloween.
Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Riddler.
There's the Riddler.
Why is he so like?
Because somebody just shot at him, and they just hit all around him on the wall because
That was
the
lucky.
holiday was April Fool's,
Haha, that's kind of funny though.
right?
Like you thought.
So it's a really fun read. I've been really enjoying it.
I think that is her. Because look, it's all plants.
Well, these are all the there she is, and there's Catwoman attacking Poison Ivy right
Let's
there.
go. I love her.
Let's go.
Can I see?
Perry's
I like
here.
her hair.
Catwoman is attacking Poison Ivy because Poison Ivy is trying to control Batman or Bruce Wayne. There she is.
Step away from
No
her.
man can resist me. Right, that's her thing.
What about women?
No, not women either. Remember Catwoman.
Nobody can resist her. So long ago, a Google Hangouts was the use of the live stream. There you go. There you go. So yeah, I've been rereading this. I've probably read this 5 or 6 times in my life. But every once in a while, I just go back and read it again. And there's 2 other books, the Haunted Night and Dark Victory, that kind of go with it. But it stands alone. They really just made those to kind of cash in on how popular this was at the time. And I think it's really great. So there, I've been reading that. Do you want to share a book, Char? Sleepyhead.
That's true.
Let's see. I need to read Charles, Hero Bear, and the Kid.
We read that. We have that.
I think we have that. Yeah, I think the girls did read that.
The first novel. We need the second.
Okay.
Volume too.
Hello, Pops with Purpose and Sanimation. Good morning to you from the Netherlands. Hello to you.
Animation.
So Charlie is a huge, and so is Kate, a huge Wings of Fire fan, and we've talked about this series of novels on our Saturday shows before. There are a bunch of them. This is one of the like.
Legends.
So that's like the prequel books, right? There's like 2 or 3 prequel books, and then
3
there's
legends.
and then there's 13 other books, right? Or 11 something, right?
Yeah.
So there's a ton of chapter books, and then they've started making graphic novels. And there's like 3 or 4. It's all in the same universe, all written by the same woman, Tui Sutherland. There's her name right there. And we did a blog on this on the Comic Tom website. So if you want more info on the series, you can go to the web. Each Monday, the girls and I kind of edit a little article for them on books that they love that kids could enjoy. So if you're looking for stuff for nieces and nephews, grandkids, whatever, and you want to hear what kids say, each of them write a paragraph reviewing it, and then I write a little explanation of what it is, and then we put a little link. So if you want to find stuff on eBay to buy, you can go and check it out. You need glasses, John. That's what Charlie said. So we did an article on Wings of Fire already, but this was a new one that Charlie got for her birthday, right? So this one's called Dragon Slayer. This is one of the prequel books. And the articles are on comictom101.com in the blogs. You'll find them. And we post one every Monday, a kid comic review or kid book review. So we'll see what we get to, what we'll publish this week. But Wings of Fire is a big thing around here. Kate says Charlie's the encyclopedia of Wings of Fire. How do you feel about that title?
I like that one.
You seem pretty tired there, sweetie. What's up?
I am very tired. I want to go to sleep.
Then go to sleep. You don't have to be out here, Chuck.
But I want to be out here.
Okay, so then what do you want to say about Dragon Slayer?
I really enjoyed this book because all the other ones are about dragons,
Yeah.
but this one is told by scavengers.
Which are the humans
Humans.
in this world,
Yeah, like if you imagine how tiny a mouse is to us,
right?
that's probably how tiny a scavenger is to a dragon.
Right. That makes sense.
And so it's where their map is pretty cool
Okay.
because they don't know they don't know what the dragons' names are.
Mm.
So like, what the dragons all know their names. So like, there are rain wings and sky wings.
That's all the different species of dragon,
yeah,
right?
Species of dragons. And in their world, in scavengers, they call them mountain dragons, and then rainforest dragons.
So they have slightly different names for them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they don't, on their map, it would say like, here be dragons, here be underwater dragons.
So they have their English isn't as refined maybe as
No.
today.
No.
Hello to Jeff Schultz, and I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you, Kirk from Comics on the Mind. I saw you earlier, and we were in the middle of something, so I'm sorry. Good to see you.
And so it's kind of interesting because in this one, there's my favorite character is this one girl. Her name is Ren.
Okay.
And in her town, she has a really bad temper. She yells, and they have this thing. There's people called dragonmancers.
Okay.
Where apparently they have visions and can talk to dragons.
Wow.
And be like, oh,
So they
yeah.
have like some kind of magic.
Yeah, and they tell people like the dragons want to sacrifice. We have to sacrifice someone in the village.
Oh, jeez.
But Ren got there. She loves reading, and she's read all the books at her school.
Okay.
So she snuck into the Dragonmancer's library and got some of their secrets. So they got so angry that they sacrificed her
Oh no.
secretly, and no one told her. And so when they tied her up, she untied herself when they left with her bad temper, and she found a baby dragon in the lake,
Okay.
and she took care of it, and she learned to speak dragon.
Wow. So then the humans are the main characters in this
Yes.
in this particular
Yes.
book.
But they're called
3
scavengers.
people.
The scat. Yeah, I know they're called scat. I'm picking
Call
it up.
them that.
I'm learning.
Yeah, there's 3 of them in this book.
I mean, you're flying. I mean, this is almost a 450 something page book. You're reading a ton of these.
I already finished it.
I know, and you just got it like a week ago,
Can I read
a
it?
week and a half ago.
Can I read it, Charlie?
Can Sister read it now?
Not yet.
You're still enjoying. You skimmed it a little bit, and you want to go back and enjoy it.
No, I actually read the whole thing, but I want to go back and find my
I mean, it's
favorite
these
part.
are huge books. I'm
There's
impressed.
3 parts of it. But I just like reading and reading and reading and reading. But anyway, so the 3 characters are Leaf, Ren, and Ivy.
Okay.
Ren and Leaf are both brother and sister. And Leaf's favorite sister was Ren, because she would always make funny jokes.
Gotcha.
So when so their parents, they agreed to sacrifice Ren. So what they told Leaf
Good
was
parents. Jeez.
I know. So they told Leaf that she was eaten by dragons when she was running in one of the meadows.
Oh wow.
And so he wanted to become a dragon slayer, so he could avenge her.
Okay.
And then one of his older sister, Rowan, she feels really bad because she kind of caused the sacrifice.
Okay.
Because Ren would not have gotten away with the Dragonmancer's book, but she hid it in Rowan's room, in her
Gotcha.
mattress, and Rowan's parents found it, thinking, and then they thought Rowan took the books, so she told them that that Ren did it,
Okay.
and she thought they were just gonna punish her, like no food or something. Like she didn't but it is not that bad because they don't eat much there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so she didn't think it was gonna happen. So they locked Rowan in the cellar, while they took Ren to the sacrifice. So Rowan was trying to help Ren, but then she was locked.
So this
So
is
she
a savage book.
Yeah. So Ren is actually really funny because someone captured Sky,
Okay.
which is her dragon, and she needs to get him back. So she goes up to a Nightwing and it's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Ooh!" And he's like,
And they're
"You
like,
can speak
and she's
dragon."
like, and you're like,
He says, "You can speak dragon." She says, "Yeah, but if we keep talking about this, we're gonna be here all day, and I don't have all day." So she has like a really nice attitude, and I like it.
she's sarcastic and funny,
Yeah,
and you
she
like that.
She gets him to take her somewhere, she gets him to let her ride him, and then take her to the castle. But she can't really understand some dragon words.
Now, does this book stand all by itself? Does it like?
It connects.
I feel like
actually.
the three legends books are their own thing, right? I mean, the stories connect overall, but like,
Actually, this one has a lot to do with the first Wings of Fire book
okay,
of like the whole series, because it says in
because
the
these are
beginning-
all prequels to
Yes,
the main
yeah,
series.
Yeah, but it says in the beginning, this is all happening while the Wings of Fire books are
Gotcha.
happening. And it's funny because in this book, Sunny, one of the Wings of Fire, in her book, she finds two scavengers and she asks them like, "Where's the gold?" And then one of them leaves and comes back. Those two scavengers are in this book, and they're one of the two main characters. It's Leaf and Ivy.
And there's a girl who goes, Robot Rose.
And there's one, and then she also gets captured. Shani gets captured, and Prince Smolder, which is one of the brother to the princesses, to the three sisters, has a little scavenger named who he calls Flower, because when
Okay.
he asked what her name was, she drew a flower,
Okay.
so he calls her Flower.
But her
because
name's
that's her name.
Rose.
Her name's Rose, and she's the sister of the people who
This got
killed
super
Queen
complicated,
Oasis.
and I think
And
I've
so,
lost my
when
understanding
we were
now.
reading it, I was like,
Kate!
Shocking twist. She didn't ruin anything.
No, I wish she was gonna say more.
Thank you, Big Will, dropping the N.K. Jemisin books that the novels she's written. The 100,000 Kingdoms, The Broken Kingdoms, The Kingdom of Gods, The Killing Moon, The Shadowed Sun, The City We Became, The Stone Sky, and FYI, I haven't read any. There you go.
that's okay.
I'm gonna, but my mommy says that I'm the encyclopedia.
Yes.
Because I was asking her, I wish they had an encyclopedia of these books. And she said, Charlie, you're the encyclopedia.
There you go. You
So
gotta
I'm
make
gonna
it.
make an encyclopedia soon.
Boom. Look at
But
that.
I just need to wait.
So what is the third prequel book? There's Dragon Slayer. There's
Darkstalker.
Darkstalker.
And
Is there a third one?
I think it says...
It didn't stay in the front here. I was looking. So maybe
No,
that
there's
maybe
only
it hasn't
two
come out yet.
legends. There's only two. Yeah, they haven't printed anything
Okay.
yet.
Can
Two
I share
boys
my
and their
next
pop says
book?
Charlie, very impressed. Hello, Bearded Comic Bro, too. Hello, you guys. Charlie, glad I stuck around to hear your book description. You are amazing, too.
Thank you.
Pop up. That was pop up.
Thank you.
Nice. So you want to do one more, Kate? I think we should do the Catwoman one, personally. Is that cool? Are you cool with that?
This one's called Catwoman Under the Moon. And it's really, really cool. And it's
So this is a graphic novel.
and it's written by the lady who does Upside Down Magic, I think, actually, which is one of my other books, which I'm not going to share today.
Yeah, it does look like
That's fine.
Miracle. Lynn
Lauren
Miracle.
Miracle.
Lauren Miracle. Sorry, you keep moving around. I can't see it.
But so basically, this is like the backstory of Catwoman that this
When she
lady
was a little
writes.
younger.
Yeah, so her mom is single, and then she starts dating this dude named Darnell, and he's a real jerk. And then
True meaning of jerk.
yeah, so then there's a lot of cursing in this.
Oh, yeah.
But so
Yeah, this is made for more for teenagers, right? Or
Yeah.
young or preteens. This is definitely like a heavier, more serious. It's not a kid comic, but it's not also like necessarily for just for adults. Do you have the free comic book day of that? Yes, we do, Big Will. I have the free comic book day little. I guess it's an ash can for that. Yeah, I saw that. So what did you want to say, Caters? You're drifting off there.
sorry,
Welcome
it's
back.
really good. But like, so her mom isn't really standing up for her when Darnell like beats her.
Oh, yeesh.
So he's abusive, and she still likes him. Like she still is nice to him and stuff. And I don't know why like her mom is that weird, but okay, maybe she's scared of her. Him, sorry.
So you see her slowly becoming Catwoman, basically.
Yeah, so she has to start stealing food
There's space.
because Darnell is taking food away from her and stuff. Like she starts wanting to fight him, and so she steals some clothes and stuff. Like she keeps stealing like tiny things.
Gotcha.
And so Bruce Wayne is actually in this one.
He's a high school kid too. They go to the same high school. So they meet in high school before he's Batman and before she's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he looks like really tall and like.
Well, he is pretty tall and pretty ripped. Hello, Robert Galvin. Good morning.
But so she takes a kitty in and hides her. I'm sorry if I smell bad. You keep
That's
going.
all good. My nose is a little stuffy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So now
But so she takes a cat named Cinders, and Darnell finds it, and she gets really mad. He gets really mad, and then he puts the cat like on the up there, like on the thing
On the
at
shower
door,
rod?
like that.
Oh, up on the shelf above the door?
The door frame,
Okay.
and so then he locks her in the closet, and then her mom takes her out, and then Cinders falls down and dies.
Oh.
And then she's like, okay, you know what, I'm done. So then she just leaves. And so then she like says that a cat spirit like talks to her.
Ooh.
And she's like, you're cat girl, say it, I'm cat girl. She's like, cat girl. And then she sneaks
Let's not go
in.
through the whole story, but like let's
Okay,
talk
well-
about the overall, right?
Well, she finds this group of parkour like thieves, sorry.
Fire Guy Ryan is here. What's up, man?
And so they have to rob this place, and there's this thing called like the dog basically, and he is very like I don't know exactly what he is. He's like a monster that like tries to kill things.
Okay.
And so they're trying to rob this place, and they don't realize that it's Bruce's house.
Oh.
So she's like starts taking the book, and then
So
she's
she
like,
gets in
oh,
with some kids
crap.
that are thieves.
Yeah, and then she sees that it's Bruce.
And then okay. Well, don't give it away. So like it's a lot of setup stuff, right? She doesn't actually become Catwoman at the
Yeah,
end,
she
right?
doesn't get like a mask.
Are
or
there
anything.
sequels or any follow-ups or anything?
I don't know, but like the cats follow her around.
Okay.
Because she's nice to one.
So I'll
of
hold
them,
it up
and they
again
just,
so people
like,
can
follow
see
her.
the. It's called Under the Moon: A Catwoman Tale by Lauren Miracle.
a Catwoman tail.
It's spelled the other way though.
Oh my gosh, that was
And
beautiful.
illustrated by Isaac Goodhart.
He's really good.
So you can get a sense for the style of the book. There's not a lot of color, right?
Yeah, there's
If
not a lot
any.
of
I mean, they use like
Blues.
blues and purples
But like they don't really use like.
and black and white.
They show you what Selena actually looks like in color because they colored one of them.
Okay. You sit normal for us here? So
I like this position. I'm sorry.
you're a goof.
Okay, but like there's some of her character designs, and that's her.
Gore Vidal says Selena Kyle's childhood sounds like something out of a Dickens book, but not as bleak. Good review, Kate.
Thank you. But like that's her.
Big Lion Cat's here. Meow.
Wait, can anyone else do a Stitch voice like perfectly?
Are y'all late today, or is my brain out of whack? No, we came on at 8:30 California time, 11:30 East. So that's our usual, I think, these days.
Oh,
Somewhere in that 8 to
Look,
8:30.
look. Comic G Spot. Like
What did he say?
it's Mrs.
It's the Mrs. here. Oh, hi, Mrs. G. How you doing? Thanks for coming by.
I don't know if she's still there though. Maybe.
No, she just said hello to us animation just a second ago.
Yay!
So maybe we should do that for our review this week. What do you think? Catwoman, right under the moon. That might be a good review to write.
It may be fun.
Charlie, did you want to do one more book? Because we're getting near the end here. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, this is my book I started.
Can you sit up? Because we can only see your eye. One eye.
Okay, better.
Ruben's writing lyrics here. Look at him go.
Better.
Lula booty da booty.
All right. Hold up a book, you silly Billy.
Called You Throw Like a Girl.
You Throw Like a Girl,
Yeah.
written by Rachel.
Rachel.
It's probably Raquel Alpine, yeah. Raquel Alpine. You Throw Like a Girl.
It's called. Yeah.
It's about.
It's about Gabby is ready to have the best summer ever. Her softball team is rumored to win the championship, and she can't wait for her dad to see her strike out anyone who tries to stop the team from making that happen. After all, he's the one who taught her everything she knows about playing ball.
So it's a father-daughter baseball story. Yes?
And then you go in here, but when her dad is deployed overseas and her mom decides to move the family to stay with Gabby's grandma while he's away, her summer quickly turns into the worst summer ever.
Oh,
When
no.
Gabby arrives to her mom's hometown, she's devastated to find out there's no girls' softball leagues this year. And after one horrible miscommunication, Gabby accidentally signs up for a pageant. For a girl who would rather rock a pitching glove over princess gowns, this is very bad.
So she's not going to be able to play the baseball she loves. Her dad her dad is a soldier overseas, so she's not going to get to be around her dad. And now she's in a beauty pageant.
Yes, with a Miss.
Oh, man.
And then it says, but this doesn't mean Gabby's giving up on her softball dreams. No girls team, no problem. She decides to disguise herself and signs up for the boy team instead. Her pitching can rival any boy or girl, and she's determined to keep her promise to her dad.
Oh, so she's pretending to be a boy to
course.
join the boys team.
Of course, Gabby's balancing act is not as easy as she thought. Can she learn to perfect her pitching and passion skills, or will her big plans strike out?
Oh man, so she's gonna have to be in a beauty pageant and pretend to be a boy on the boys team all in 1 year.
And the worst part is there's a famous baseball player saying something Lofton, but she said her name is Johnny Lofton. So now the person everyone thinks
she's related to this famous baseball player. Uh-oh. Man, oh man. How old is she again? Does it say on the back?
I think she says in the beginning.
Okay.
I'll find it, you guys.
Sounds exciting. Did you finish this one yet?
No.
Sounds exciting. Baseball Mulan, says Fire Guy Ryan.
Really, it's also because her softball league where she's from is her best friend Maddie. They are both super good at baseball. And so what they do is she is a really good pitcher. Maddie likes to be the catcher, with the baseball.
Okay.
And then Gabby is good at pitcher. So what they do is they'll do it, and then I think they're called the Terrific Two.
Nice.
Or the Dynamic Duo. They're the Dynamic
Two Boys and Their Pop says he loves it already. He coached softball for 25 years. That's awesome. And Bearded Comic Bros like, is this a reverse ladybug? And look, Big Lion Cat says the same thing. It's like that movie Ladybugs when a boy joins the girls' soccer team, right?
I want to see that.
It's pretty silly.
You know the movie I really want to see?
I'm sure there's a bunch of them.
Tom Hanks' Splash.
Splash. That's a mermaid. If Captain Comics is here, there's a mermaid movie.
I really want to see
Mermaids.
Right, can you do a
So, did you like this one? Have you finished it?
Mm-mm.
You're only about halfway in, it looks like, maybe? Right, a third of the way in, maybe?
Yeah, because I haven't been reading it lately. Because I got it in the beginning of the school year.
And now you're back to school reading
but then
everything.
I have to.
You have to read that?
No, and then I started reading this, and then I got too into this book, and
Too many good books. I think everybody in our chat can understand the problem of having too many books that you want to read. That's a big challenge. Robert Galvin says, love Catwoman, yes. Yeah. Or at least Mrs. G says, loves Catwoman.
I know, I already read that one, thank you.
Right. Okay, so that is the end for today. Hey, can you sit up? Like, I don't know what you're doing here. You're all over the place. Right, you're very squirmy. Then go squirmy. Go be squirmy somewhere else.
I want to be squirmy.
All right, Wednesday pull list is here. How's it going? We're going to head out, though. We're all wrapped up here.
Can we wait 7 minutes or no?
No. We're not going to make it exactly an hour for Kate just because she likes round numbers. Tonight, I'm on with the Bearded Comic Bro finishing our time travel movie discussion. So, hope to see you all around 11 o'clock Eastern tonight for that discussion. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. As always, if you want to hear more of the girls' reviews, they're going to help me write an article that we drop every Monday. So you can read a little bit about maybe Under the Moon, Catwoman Tale. And it sounds like Kate really loves it, and Charlie's like, I'm upset because they hurt a cat. This book is a thumbs down from Charlie.
No, it was like a big balloon, and then you're going to have to pop it. So like this big a balloon, then you're going to have a finger be the needle.
Oof, I just got my robe.
So you got robbed of the joy. There you go. Thanks everybody though for coming by. We appreciate you all hanging out with us, and I hope you have a really great weekend.
But it went a little bit up because now they have a giant dog.
Oh, well, don't give away the ending.
Goodbye, friend.
Bye, Art Chemist. Thank you for coming by. Take it easy, everybody.